Welcome everyone to this month's Astrocolorscope. My name's Elizabeth Harper. My website is sealedwithlove.com. Okay, so the idea of the Astrocolorscope is, in a moment I'm just going to talk a little bit about the astrology, the aspects that are coming up for the month of June 2015. Then I'm going to select 3 crystals from my crystal bag here for each sign, and I'm going to throw those crystals into a circle of the 12 houses and then read the color of the crystal, the qualities of the crystal, and how that reflects on the house that they've landed in and what that means for you. I'll also be using my intuition to see what else comes up. And I'll be picking a bead from the bead bag right here for an additional influence from the color and anything else that comes up from that. And I like to do things in 3s. So we have a tarot card as well. This is the Voyager deck. So I'll pick a card for you, and what you can do then is take a look at the card and see what you are most attracted to in that card. And whatever you're attracted to, then you can ask yourself, what does that mean? So you get an additional message, but it's personal for you. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to talk a little bit about the astrology that's coming up, the aspects that are coming up. So we've got a Sagittarius full moon on the 2nd of June, and you know, with Sagittarius, it's the 9th house sign, and it's very much about, it's a fiery sign. It's very much about adventure and taking off into this world that is unknown. So with that full moon, when you get a full moon, it's almost like you're coming to a fulfilled place. So you're asking yourself, am I fulfilled in the department of adventure? Am I fulfilled in that place of philosophy, of education, of higher education, of learning, of travel? Do I feel fulfilled when I'm looking at a broader perspective of my life? So that's what comes up with that particular moon. And then there's a new moon that comes in on the 16th, which is Gemini. And with the Gemini energy, it's ruled by Mercury. Mercury is going direct finally on the 11th of this month. So communication comes into balance, and technical things, electrical stuff, it all starts working a little bit better. But then when we get to that new moon, there's also the emphasis on communication. There's an emphasis on education. There's more of a focus on wanting to learn, on wanting to maybe to expand your horizons as well. So it's interesting that Mercury going direct and then the new moon going into Gemini all comes in the same month. So there's almost a sense of much clearer communication, more clarity as well. There's also Neptune is going retrograde in Pisces, which is its natural sign, and that's on the 12th of June. And with that, we become more sensitive. You know, Neptune is a planet of imagination. It's a planet of psychic sensitivity. It's also a planet of addictions, because we tend to want to drown what we are seeing in the outside world and go into a place of fantasy. And so with addiction, it can help us to go inside of ourselves more. But with that retrograde energy, it makes you more sensitive. So it's almost take care at this time if you have this tendency to want to escape things, because with that Neptune retrograde, it's coming on the 12th of the month, and it's going to continue for a while. So just take care, protect yourself. Be aware that if you suddenly start trying to do something that is to avoid your life, that it could just be that particular aspect that's affecting you, and see if you can stay grounded and more in this present moment. Don't look too much into the future. We have Saturn that enters Scorpio on the 14th, and that's also going retrograde as well. Many retrograde planets at the moment. And you know, Scorpio is it's a sign of the underworld, and it's ruled by Pluto, which is also that underworld kind of energy. So there is a sense with Saturn going retrograde in this particular sign. Saturn is a planet of grounding and making you see things. So there is a sense with this that you're going to revisit unresolved issues, challenges, anything that you've pushed down into your emotions, anything you've pushed down under the surface. So with that energy, it's around the 14th of the month. You find that maybe you might be more emotional than you've been in the past, but it may not be about what is going on around you right now. It may be that something else is coming to the surface to be resolved, to be healed. Then we have, of course, this month the summer solstice on the, at least in the northern hemisphere, we have the summer solstice on the 21st, and at that time the sun enters Cancer, which to me is such a, there is a sensitive energy to this, but there's also a feeling of brightness that comes with it as well. I feel like it's adventure time when it goes into Cancer. Well, on the 22nd, we have Jupiter and Uranus are making a trine. And Jupiter is in Leo and Uranus is in Aries, both fire signs. So with this, there's almost a sense of the road less traveled. There's a sense of excitement. There's a sense of adventure. So around that time, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, you might find yourself suddenly wanting to take a trip, or suddenly wanting to go into the kind of relationship that you've never been in before, or maybe going for a job that you didn't think you were capable of getting, or didn't think that you had the qualifications to apply for the job. There is a sense of luck that comes with that particular aspect, and it's been coming through already. Earlier in the year we had the same aspect. Now we're getting another chance at it, so that can come up as well. It may be that you're getting a second chance at something, maybe a relationship or a job or something else that means that your whole world opens up as a consequence. All right then, just as my cat came in to say hello. So now let's move on and see what's coming up for your sign. Okay, Cancer. So for you, you've got this piece of Botswana agate. So it almost, it's kind of got a pink and grey thing going on. It almost looks like a piece of salmon. And it's it has lots of, there's a sense of hearing that comes from this. It went into your third house. So I feel almost as if you are communicating, you're listening, you're asking people for their advice. The third house is also about neighbors and friends and people all around you in your environment. So I feel as if you're going to be either invited to lots of parties, or you're going to be connecting to a lot of new people. There's a feeling of you meeting lots of new people. The Botswana agate has this vibration that helps you to, it's almost look behind the scenes. It's almost like look deep into something, and it's these little lines that take you deep into something. So just remember that as we move through these other stones. So in your 6th house went this piece of angelite. What's interesting to me is that I've chosen stones for other signs as well already, and angelite keeps on coming up in for a number of other signs. So I feel that there's a lot of angelic energy around. Angelite, of course, connects you to the angels, so there's a lot of angelic energy around. There's a lot of support around you. Now I'm thinking of this from the perspective of angels and spirit guides, etc., but it could also be that energy of neighbors and friends. So you're going to get a lot of help this month. It's almost like you're asking for help. You're reaching out to people, and they are more than willing to give it to you. This is a pale blue color, and pale blue often is about heading in the right direction and about taking advice, about going with the divine will and not going against it, not swimming upstream. It went into your 6th house. The 6th house is about your career, about your work-life balance, about your health. There's a lot of stuff in there that is trying to find that balance. It's the 6th house, the halfway point. So with the blue energy, I feel as if you're going to be looking for something that is more of a creative outlet for you. So, okay, you've got your work. If you do work, then you've got that work, or you've got some kind of routine that's going. But I feel that this is saying that it's time to start looking for something that is less routine and is more nurturing for your heart. So it connects you more to the creative self. And then the final crystal that came up is blue lace agate. So of course it's blue lace agate because of that lovely lacy part in it, and it's got some lines in it as well. So we've got 2 pieces of agate. Agate is a very popular stone. This went into your 7th house, and 7th house is about relationships. So there is a sense in here again that relationships are going to be very important for you. Lots of new people coming in, but because it went into your 7th house, it could also mean that a particular new relationship is coming in for you. And it's blue, so it's not necessarily a love relationship, but it feels like a partnership that is very sympathetic, simpatico, compassionate, very in tune to who you are. So I feel almost as if you are, it's almost a sense of a soulmate, but I wouldn't want to go as far as to say a soulmate, but it's that kind of vibration that's coming in. So then when we look at these 2 pieces of agate, we get one that is blue and one that is pink. So it's saying that there is going to be an important relationship that comes in, and I feel like there's a sense of love in that as well, even if it's the same. Even if it's not someone that you're attracted to on that love level, there's a sense of love and respect that comes in with it too. So then the bead that came up for you is this lovely brown bead. And brown, it's making me think of chocolate. It's making me think of nurturing and nourishing yourself. So I feel with all of these different vibrations here, you know, there's a sense of either eating more or taking care of your diet, or looking at what you can eat that is healthy. There is a feeling of more healthy energy coming in for you. And there's also a sense of, it's not going out, but there's a sense of being more in the community. So it could be that you're having more to do with the community, or going to meetings in the community, that kind of thing. There's more of a sense of you being more out there and being recognized as well. Blue is about communication. So there's a lot of communication. There's a lot of possibly education that's coming up, but it's not necessarily your customary kind of education where you go to school. It could just be that you are learning something, maybe on the internet or from books or from people that are around you. The card that came up for you is called Player. So take a look at that and see what you're most attracted to. Then ask yourself, what does that mean? What does that mean? So it's a child of worlds. So when I look at this card, I'm really drawn to this little child here in the middle, and she looks like an Aborigine. She's got all the makeup on, and she doesn't look particularly happy, I have to say. And there's a sense in this. There's a sense in this that she's looking for her tribe. That's what it is. She's looking for her people. She's looking for where she belongs. So I feel that that is what that whole vibe is for you, is looking for your tribe, looking for your people. And they could be in your environment, but it almost looks like you're coming out more to find that tribe, to find where you belong. And when that happens, there's almost a sense of, that's what nourishes you. That's what makes you feel at home, what makes you feel loved. Okay, that's it for this month's Astrocolorscope. Hope you enjoyed it. Do please share it with your friends. Like and subscribe to my channel, and if the message has resonated, please leave me a comment below. Remember that you can subscribe to my love letter and grab your free color kit at bit.ly/color kit. And also remember that I offer different guidance sessions from my website sealedwithlove.com, and I make crystal jewelry, and I also have crystals available in my store, store.sealedwithlove.com. I will see you next week with the Crystal Colorscope. Lots of coloricious blessings to you. Bye.